Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas and I'm delighted to be joined by Padma Shri, Dr. Sudhir Parikh. This week, Dr. Namaste, welcome.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Dr. While we look forward to a COVID-free world, but what we are hearing from India is quite a cause of concern. And in single day, over 17,000 people with COVID in Delhi itself. So, talk to me about the general impression that you are gathering from India regarding COVID situation.
Well, I think in India, the situation of the COVID, it's kind of very bleak, very worrisome, and very concernsome because in India, the way the cases of the COVID are going up, the infrastructure of the medical healthcare structure is collapsing. There is no enough bed available. Patient has to go from 3 to 4 hours around town to get admitted. A lot of patients are admitted on the they are on the floor of the or lobby of the hospital, lying on the bed sheet and with the oxygen cylinder next to them. So this is kind of looking like a completely third world country, with the no everything looking like it's collapsing, all the healthcare system. So I think government has to develop their aggressive approach to the management of this or handling of this COVID situation right now. Somehow we have to break the link of new infection, and only way to do is to do almost like a lockdown for at least next couple of weeks in order to break the link. And simultaneously we should start giving more vaccination, at least first dose, one dose to the as many people as one can, without restricting them by categories. Otherwise, infection will not come in under control, and will have a kind of very bad situation in our hand in near future.
I think what you are saying is absolutely true, and it is not just Delhi, but other states, including Maharashtra and Rajasthan, and other states are also showing a sign of second wave hitting India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, few days ago, addressed the chief ministers of various states, and yesterday he addressed governors of states. And how do you see the kind of collaborative efforts between states and central government at this point under Prime Minister Modi?
Well, right now looks like something is missing here. There's no good communication between state and the center. I mean, probably center also means well, and state also means well, but there is no coordination, and everyone is blaming each other, and that should not be like that. Number two, the most critical thing in this kind of surge is to they have to stop big gathering in the public. And unfortunately, still campaign is going on. Still, people are campaigning without wearing masks, and there is thousands of people are gathering. I think after next 2 weeks, there will be big surge in the Bengal or in the Tamil Nadu or in Kerala. So I think the campaign has to be modified, has to be done different way, and till we control the pandemic.
I think you're absolutely true. And someone raised the question which you had raised in the previous episode of this week with Home Minister Amit Shah. And he said that this decision of holding election is done by Election Commission, and there is no constitutional provision that if the time period for the state government is over, then who will take over, etc. But
No,
then also,
no. They can hold the election according to the constitution because time is there. I mean, deadline is there to hold the election. But the way you campaign has to be modified. In COVID, we all modified our life, our day-to-day life. Why not campaign? And campaign should be modified, and should be done through digital and electronic means, through TV, newspaper, or gathering of the small group, but not thousands of people not wearing the mask. Even the Kumbh Mela is also very ill-advised idea, because even the Kumbh Mela has to be done, but you can restrict the people in the Kumbh Mela and do a different way. Do all the rituals, all the pujas, everything, but not let every thousands and lakhs of people get together, do the bath in the Ganga like this. Uh, by not doing 1 year, not going to change our religious faith, you know.
So that is a point which you have made is reasonably well. The question about people gathering to protest is also an important one, which we have seen recently in the farmers' protest, and I think part of it still continues. Though Punjab government gave some hint that the payment that is to be made to farmers should be through them and something, but not getting into the farmers education side. Coming back to the reference of Tika Utsav, that is a mass scale vaccination program announced by government of India, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi between 11th to 14th April said that this will be observed as Tika Utsav, to which many people have criticized, including DMK leader Stalin, saying that referring to such grim situation as Utsav is inappropriate. What is your take on this?
Well, I think Prime Minister means well, and what he's saying is, by whether you use word Utsav or not, I think that's a wrong criticism by opposition party. But I think what he said, that he has to galvanize people to do vaccination or get vaccination, and in order to do that, he's kind of putting this kind of Tika Utsav or something, where people can galvanize or rally behind that. So
And
I think what Prime Minister is doing is correcting. Whole idea is to get the vaccination, and government should make sure that there is enough supply of the vaccination, because a lot of states are complaining that they do not have enough supply of the vaccination. So I think government has to even import some vaccination, and I think they are doing from the Russia, and they also should do so from the Pfizer and Moderna, and get some more vaccination, because our population is so huge. We need uh, much more dosage than what we have.
absolutely. And that is also putting Modi government under criticism with reference to the vaccine Maitri program and having exported a lot of vaccines. But looking at the situation, do you see this was not the right decision, or till the time we have a continuous production and enough, which is likely to reach all the states and all the people? Your take on this balancing act of Modi government with respect to vaccine?
No, but I think because other day the owner of the Serum Institute, Mr. Punawala, was on the TV. I was listening to his interview. Even he says that it doesn't matter how much we doubling up our effort to manufacture more vaccine, it takes another 3 to 6 months. So that's too long time for current situation. So only thing we can do, what's possible right now, ban all the gathering, including political campaign or gathering in India. Number one, ban all the religious gathering. Doesn't matter what I mean Utsav or what holidays we are in, and people has to wear the mask in the public. And not only that, but all leaders should wear the mask in the public, because whatever a leader does, usually public follow it. And I can see in the campaign, most of the leaders, they don't wear mask, and that is a wrong indication. So that's the only way to break this chain, and we must do some selective lockdown or closure of the whole movement of the people, except emergency movement. Then this will break the link. Otherwise, it will not. Unfortunately, it will not break, because it's very simple thing. that it is because unfortunately in India everyone lives in very crowded situation. There is a huge population, and this is what, and vaccination is still not available to each and everyone who wants vaccination. So all these things together, I think it's not it's very grim situation which government has to balance and do needful to control the without control the situation. And opposition should also not criticize government effort, because government is trying its best to do whatever they are doing it.
Talking to Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, we are here in New York, and the objective analysis with voice of reason coming from Dr. Parikh seems to have solution. But voice of reason, while you go on the path of implementing, sometimes emotions come up, sometimes political compulsions come up, and that is resulting into certain unpleasant, violent situations also, Dr. Parikh. And I bring to your attention some violence that we have seen in Bengal. Innocent people lost their lives during the election. And also, there have been some communal tension oriented violence, one from Bara near Kota in Rajasthan, also. Um, what do you think should be done to have this rhythm of harmony and peaceful coexistence? Especially, I'm talking about Hindu Muslim tensions or various communities.
Well, only way to deal with this kind of disharmony is we have to develop our effort to educate both the parties, both the side of the religious side of the of the of the party. That's only way to stop this kind of religious based violence. It's deplorable, it's condemnable, and should not happen. And we should do all our best to uh, uh, curb it and educate the people. One party cannot, one side cannot do, both side has to do it. Then it can happen. And I hope when wisdom prevails and they don't divide the community for the sake of vote or vote bank into the on religious basis, into the Hindu Muslim or whatever division we are seeing, it should not happen.
And there is another side which relates to fair share of justice with respect to collective presence of a community. And in India, when you also remember that 1947 division took place on the basis of religion. And now when the questions about after Ayodhya, Supreme Court have responded to one petition and accepted that Archaeological Survey of India should investigate about the possible temple structure under Gyan Vapi Mosque in Varanasi near Kashi Vishwanath Mandir. Your take on this new development?
Well, I think Supreme Court has spoken, decided, so temple has to be built. And usually the emotional and the faith of the Hindu population is that it should be built where the Ram was born, right? God Ram was birthplace. And therefore, I think whatever Supreme Court has decided should continue, and any other new twist to this kind of this issue should not be welcome.
Yeah. No, no, I probably couldn't communicate properly. It is after Ayodhya, the new development that is happening in Varanasi, where,
Oh, I see.
yeah, yeah, near Kashi Vishwanath, there is Gyanavapi Mosque, where the ASI should dig and find out whether there are some remnants of temple. That is the latest situation.
Well, I mean, again, this is kind of, on one hand, we're talking about harmony, current harmony, and one hand we go back to 3, 4, 5,000 years old situation, or even 1,000 years old situation, that we have to decide then really whether we should go backward or we should go forward. And because you will find that every temple, next to temple, there is a masjid there in India, unfortunately, because that's how Mughal did it. I mean, look at the Mathura. I mean, Mathura's temple, the wall is common between temple and masjid. So our next question is whether you should destroy that masjid in Mathura too. So I think sometime, I mean, what people are saying is right, but we have to balance it out what we want in the future, whether we want to spend our energy for this or we want to spend our energy for the economic development and the future of the young generation.
So again, I would say voice of reason, and then voice of justice and voice of emotion. Sometimes we need to find a balance between all the three. But as we conclude today's session, I appreciate your insightful contribution and your parting words for our viewers.
Well, dear friends, again, since the situation in India as well as here, it's still grim and still concerned. So please wear the mask in the public. Do not do a big gathering in the public, and get vaccinated. All the vaccines are safe, obviously, uh, but I mean, we know that there is a concern about J&J vaccine recently, but that concern is not proven yet. It's in the post, so I'm sure that CDC and FDA will figure it out scientifically whether those bad incidences happened was completely related to vaccine or something else. And after that, we'll have probably J&J vaccine back in the realm of the total vaccinations. So please get vaccinated whenever you get a chance. Don't hesitate. Don't spread the rumors that vaccines are not safe. And that's only way one can control this pandemic. Otherwise, pandemic will go on for a long, long time. So please do that. And thank you for listening this week. We'll see you next week. Till then, God bless America. God bless India. God bless Indian American community. And goodbye. Thank you.